Hi, Taurus. Some sage and some rose petals to cleanse the space. Three chimes to bring in positive energy. This is a general reading for the sign of Taurus. If you have Taurus anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. Taurus, this is a general reading, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. You know what is for you and what is not for you. I do believe that tarot, horoscopes, and even counselors and therapists is a good way to practice or a good time to use our intuition. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Taurus. Taurus, thank you for stopping by and viewing this reading. My name is Greta. I am an intuitive reader. And so while we do look at the tarot, we do consider the sun placement, the moon placement, and the planetary placement to consider your energy. I do base most of my reading on intuition. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Taurus. Taurus, if this is your first time tuning in, a little bit about the layout or the layout of this reading. When we look at this top row, when we look at that first row, we will be looking at your work life, your professional life, and your public life, and the energy that is surrounding you there. When we look at the second row, we will look at your home life, your private life, your personal life, and the third row is final thoughts, final messages, final takeaway. Thank you, Spirit. Let's just make sure these are lined up just a little bit here. Taurus, the foundation, the basis of your reading this week is the Five of Cups. Turning away, a pivotal point, a turning point, turning away from the past. It's time to turn away from the past and look towards the gifts in the present. Look towards the now and even the future. And that is driven or forced or backed by the Page of Wands, looking towards the future, taking steps towards the future, following our passions, following our desires to lead us into the future. And let's see how those cards play into the rest of your reading this week, Taurus. Again, moving towards the future, looking towards the future, taking that step, beginning the start of a great, wonderful, and passionate journey. That is what the Three of Swords is, that is what the Three of Wands is all about, Taurus. Wonderful adventures coming for you. The Queen of Swords, cutting the ties from the past that are no longer serving us, setting ourselves free. Why I say setting ourselves free, if we look closer at that queen, we can see she has cut her ties. She has set herself free. And she has her sword balanced there equally. Not that she's in for a fight, but should a fight come her way, she is ready, she is prepared, she is ready to start her new journey. She has found the clarity needed to move forward, wonderful, powerful cards here for you, Taurus. The Magician card, having everything we need to manifest. It is time. We have everything we need to move forward. We have everything we need to cut the ties with the past that is no longer serving us. The Seven of Cups. There's a lot going on. A busy card. A lot of choices. A lot of options. Maybe there's a little bit of confusion, or will be a little bit of confusion about all of the options that are becoming available to you. There's a lot of choices here. Choices to be made. A lot of choices, a lot of decisions to be made. And while they all are looking appealing, or they have an appeal to you, cut away from the past. Follow your passions, follow your desires. Follow your passions, follow your desires. Anytime we follow our passions, we follow our desires, we use our intuition, that will keep us on the right path, and that will help us make the decisions that will best serve us in the present and even in the future. There is, for some of us, it may be that the hierarchies, or the higher ups, may only be giving you, or you may only be receiving, only being compensated just enough to get you by. Just enough for you to be comfortable but unhappy. It's important at this time that we maintain self-control, and that we consider all of our options and have a solid plan put in place before taking any actions or before burning any bridges. There is a lot of opportunity for change, a lot of opportunity for growth. You are at a pivotal time in your professional life, in your public life, where we want to consider our options and know which options are going to better serve our purpose, better serve our life's path. Consider before acting hastily or before burning any bridges here, Taurus. For some of you, it may be that you have applied for several different jobs, several different opportunities, and you're getting multiple replies or multiple acceptances. Again, weigh out what is best going to serve or feed your soul. The Page of Wands, or what? The Page of Cups. New ideas, high ideas, youth, inexperiences. Youth, inexperience. Having our guard up, the Seven of Wands, we have our guard up. We're being self-protected, protecting ourselves. the Page of Pentacles, a gift, a new I'm going to have these two together. A gift that may be representing itself, an opportunity, a situation that is representing itself. It's presented itself to you in the past, and you had little or no appreciation or had no interest in this. An option that you had no interest in. A challenge that you had no interest in. Something new, inexperience. Revisit an option. Taurus, challenges arrive in all relationships, especially when we're going through a period of transformation and growth. You have been working out or finding balance between what you desire and the demands of those that are surrounding you. And you are finding stability. The biggest hurdle for you at this time is the ability to communicate. Communication is key. There's been a change in your thought patterns and even a change in your behaviors. And your change, this shift, is being misunderstood by those closest to you. There needs to be some clarity here. We need to be a little more clear about our new thoughts or what we're thinking, and even about the change in our behaviors. And this can only happen through open and honest communication. This challenge is being created by your shift. And now that you have made the shift, now that you're making those little changes, comes the time where our environment needs to change and adjust to that shift, and those around us need to be given the opportunity to adjust to our shift in energy. And that can only happen through open and honest communication. We have the Death card here, beginnings and endings. The Three of Swords, tender hearts, bruised feelings, being emotionally raw. Temperance, creating something from nothing, bringing something from the unseen into the seen. The practice of manifestation, the practice of creation. Leaving behind what is no longer serving us. And just because something is no longer serving us does not mean that it wasn't good, does not mean that it was not happy. Why I'm saying that, if we look closer at this Eight of Cups, we can see those cups are still full. There's nothing wrong with what this person is leaving behind, but this person has decided to move on, to move into the great unknown, to cross the mountains, to journey into the mountains, to take a new path, to start a new journey, is just the next step, the next phase in personal development. We all go through that. We all experience that, Taurus. And it's okay. And it's even preferable that we reflect on advice that we have been given. There's a degree of advice, or you've been seeking outside advice, and Spirit, Source, is asking that you look at and you consider the advice that you have been given or the advice that you're taking. And really consider, is the advice you've been receiving and maybe even acting on, is it helping you or is it hindering your ability to achieve your desired goal? That is why we see a change, a shift, a pivotal point. And part of that change, part of that pivotal point is determining whether the advice that we have been taking or the advice that we have been acting on, is it serving us or is it hindering us? And you know what? Before I let you go, we're going to speed play through these intuition cards here, Taurus. I'm going to give our intuition cards a quick shuffle. And I'm going to select one of these cards. And I'm sending that image to you. And were you able to select the double X, the hugs and kisses, the lattice, or any vision of that? And so why I say any vision of that, when we are learning and practicing to connect or use our intuition or our ESP or how that is, it's like learning a new language. And that language that we are trying to learn is unique between Source and ourselves. And so why maybe some of us did select the double X, some of us maybe have been thinking or envisioned hugs and kisses, or lattice, or fence. But what is important is that even if we did not select the X, does not mean that Spirit was not speaking to us, does not mean that Spirit was not connecting with us. What we do is we take note of what our thought process was, what it is that we were experiencing, what was our emotional vibration when we were thinking of this card, and note that. And then see if the next time this double X comes up, that we have the same experience, that we have the same thought. And then maybe for some of us, it may be that every time we see the X or the double X, we think hugs and kisses. And so when we think hugs and kisses, we know that that's the double X. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Taurus. Thank you, Taurus. You have a blessed week.